tonight to
You're
go to the other
actually still
dimension?
on in there.
Okay.
This guy really would.
I don't know nothing.
But you know, Leroy's kind of
Leroy and
off in the
Joel,
other
they
dimension
go to the
regularly.
other
You
world.
know, he comes back, visits us occasionally.
Where's the Ouija board?
Okay, so here we go. We're going to look at this security camera selection, and I've been showing you the my little Android-based street cam off and on for the past few months, 6 months or so. And it's new, it's cheap. The cameras are $30. You can talk through them. 720 pixel, 720 pixels. They're nice. And then I have some FOSS cams. And I'm keeping my FOSS cams, and I'm also keeping the street cams. And because they service different needs, and it's good to kind of know if you want a security camera, what areas these guys service and what you can get out of these. And I'm going to go through this chart here real quick, maybe, and try to kind of get you confused about what they can do. Here's the top row, column row. FOSSCAM there is a FOSSCAM knockoffs. Now, FOSSCAM came out with the MJPEG, which is moving JPEG. It's a JPEG is a picture, a moving JPEG is supposedly a moving picture, I guess. And they came up with this probably 10 years ago, and they've been selling cameras, and everybody and his brother has knocked off the FOSSCAM cameras. So I think Frank, our Microsoft bigot, has a real FOSSCAM camera, and I have never owned a real one, I don't think, although it has FOSSCAM on it. Not really. It's not really a FOSSCAM. So the FOSSCAM is the top row, and the ShreeCam, that's the $30 camera, is the second row. So FOSSCAM, you can view it on the PC. I've got an X on the FOSSCAM because with the browser, you can view a FOSSCAM camera by default. Yeah, the FOSSCAM camera, and there's one sitting right over there, has a built-in web server. You can just type its address, connect to it, and you can configure it, you can watch it, you can do whatever you want to with it. So you can view it on a PC. Having said that, if you want to view multiple FOSSCAMs, well, you can open up multiple viewers. You can use Windows Viewer, Internet Explorer, you can use Safari, you can use Google Browser, whatever you want, doesn't matter.
And this is the second row you're talking about?
No, the first row, FOSSCAM. I'm going to go across the FOSSCAMs probably. So the FOSSCAM, you can set up multiple, but it'll be multiple browsers.
Okay.
Multiple browser instances. So you're going to open up multiple pages and have them all live. It's going to be a little inefficient, but you can do that. On the ShreeCam now, that's a cheap $30 one that runs on the phone. You can view it on a PC. Yes, you can. You have to run Windows Explorer. That's not the new Windows Explorer that comes with Windows 10. That's the old Windows Explorer. It's still in Windows 10, and you have to use it. The features are downgraded. You can only view one window at a time, and you can't do much with it. You can only view one window. You can't look at files. You can't copy a file. You can't save a file. Actually, you can do a screen print. I think that's about it. So it's very restricted, and it has to be the old Internet Explorer. So it's kind of back on that one. Can you view it on the phone? On the FOSSCAM with the Safari browser or any kind of browser on the phone, you can view the FOSSCAM. It's just a website, all it looks like. With the ShreeCam, yes, you can view it on the phone. It's made for the phone, and it's the best way to really view a ShreeCam camera. It's very easy to set up. The $30 camera is just a dream. Anybody can set it up. Just follow the directions. And my sister can set it up.
When he says that.
Yeah, my sister and brother set it up, and they're worse than me, a lot worse. But it's mainly for the phone. So if you're going to if you want phone access and simple and easy to use, ShreeCam. That's it, no question. Easy setup, ShreeCam. FOSCams, you have to be able to set up IP addresses and that sort of stuff. A lot of people are able to do that these days, but it's not Joe Smuck. It's a little bit harder. Storage on the camera. The FOSCam does not have storage on the camera. If you're viewing it, you can have storage on anything that's viewing it. If you look at a FOSCam web server, you can say, I want an alarm, or I want to save a picture. If it alarms, I want to save a picture on my PC. And you can do that, and you can do that with 4 different PCs and save 4 different pictures.
Honestly, I think honestly, I think it's a better idea to VPN and to use a FOSCam.
Yeah, and it's a choice. Let's go on and see the whole story. It's not a simple topic, really.
Why do you have the 4s, and is that like a weighted X?
The 4 is an explanation, which you're going to get when as I'm talking to you.
You put footnotes on there.
Yeah, there are footnotes here. Storage on the camera. No with the FOSCam, and yes with the ShreeCam. And with the ShreeCam, that's the only place you can store files within kind of sort of. Automatic files on a FOSCam, on a ShreeCam, excuse me, the $30 camera, you put a SP card in your camera, and you can put up to 128 gig on your chip. So a lot of storage. You can store a month's worth of stuff continuously, I'm sure, with 128 gig. I'm running 32 gigs because they're cheap. The price performance ratio is fine. That's kind of so your cameras, your storage is distributed with your camera. So that's a disadvantage. Somebody takes your camera, they've got your storage too.
Could you like with the ShreeCam, could you take a screenshot?
Yeah.
Can you do that in a phone?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. I know we tried.
Yeah. On the Motorola phone, for example, it's push the on-off button and the down volume button at the same time, and it'll take a snapshot and it'll show up with the pictures. Okay. So you can do that. You can also take a picture with the ShreeCam. You can say save a picture, and I'll show you how to do that. You can't actually save a snapshot. But with the FOSCam, you have files. If I want to send you all my camera shots from today or all my movies from today, I can just say select all of them and say copy them over to you, mail them, email them to you, because it's on a PC. All the files are saved on a PC. On a ShreeCam, the storage is local, okay, and you can't just copy the files. You don't have access to the files. You can go get the chip out of the camera, which sounds unpleasant, but you can't just copy them down. That's one of the advantages of the FOSCam. Like, for example, if you're monitoring automobiles, which you can do, I can monitor all automobiles that pass my house, and I do for fun, and that's quite a bit of traffic, all in a month. I can monitor them for a month, and I get movies of them, I get still shots of them, and but to have a copy of them, no. I can screenshot them. I can bring them up on my phone and screenshot them. But the movies, no, I can't get them. I'd have to go get the chip and load it on something else. And so that's a disadvantage. And to some, it's not a big deal. So that's good to understand. How you mount your camera? It depends on what you're doing. So let's see. Storage on the camera, yes. Storage on the PC. And I mentioned with the FOSCam, anything you can view with, you can store it. You got to be connected to it, and you can set it up to alarm. And the web server itself is set up to alarm. I mean, just talking to the camera, you can say, I want to save alarms on this PC, and it will do that. You just tell it where you want them, and it has a default location, but it will do that, which is nice, but you have to be connected to save it. If you're not connected, it's not saved anywhere. Storage on a PC for the ShreeCam? No. There's no facility to do that. You can do screenshots, if you're running Windows Internet Explorer, the old version, you can do screenshots. And you can probably save a snapshot too, which will just force the browser to save a window is what it does. Okay, a phone alarm. It'll send you the FOSCAM. You can set it up to email you an alarm over the phone. SNMP. And there are other, FOSCAM just goes crazy with options. And I'll show you later on, you can send your pictures to YouTube if you want. You can FTP them if you want. The Unix guys just go crazy because a lot of the, you can send, you can use YouTube, send it through YouTube, not YouTube, you can send it through Yahoo, you can send it through Gmail, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It's very relatively simple to set it up. I set it up, okay, just to try it out. So now with the SriCam, it comes that way. When you load the app, you download the app, and you simply say, send notification. And if somebody crosses that and is in front of that camera, it notifies you with a bloop.
What does Sri stand for? That's all.
I don't know. It's a Chinese name, I'm sure.
So it's like a motion detector, it sees somebody and it notifies you somebody.
Yeah, all these have motion detection. Okay.
Yeah, well, that shouldn't hurt too.
And it tells you, it shows you whatever,
It's like,
whenever the
I just
screen-
checked, he's
the
still in
motion
index,
detector
it's
detects
just the
something, it
ranking's
becomes a
really
picture.
low.
Yeah.
I think the easiest
Yep.
way would just be like.
They can
they
save the
count on
picture
like
in the
webmaster's
SriCam, or I can
console,
send you
and
the
it should
picture.
Tell them right away what's going on.
Like mine, the FOSCAMs, you typically have a PC monitoring your cameras. I do. That's my
I
mode.
suspect some of the tabs.
If you're remote,
mixing it up.
you
Like,
can
notice it's
just
got,
connect
like,
to the camera remotely. Let's see, what else?
He's using an old.
Does it have to be hardwired from it to you somehow, right?
Like maybe
These
it's
are
just
Wi-Fi
'cause it's
connected.
date and it assumes it hasn't been updated.
Okay, guys, show some respect. Show some respect for the Grand Poobah.
Jeez.
That
So,
was me.
What was you have additional question?
No, I was just figuring how you got the signal from out there to where we are, and you say Wi-Fi.
Well, there's the Wi-Fi. There's the camera. It's got an antenna on it. It's connected to my router. Okay, and that's how you get the signal to your router. Now the router for the FOSCAMs, with the SriCam, you just connect to your router and you're done. It'll find it wherever it is, forever and ever, supposedly. With the FOSCAM, you got to put a web provider, web device, server, web type server on the router to send it to the outside. It's very easy to do. I can show you how to do it in 5 minutes on your router.
You can't put it where, see, I have sculptures sitting in various places around the country, and it would be interesting to put a cam on one so I could look and see what people are doing with it once in a while. But I don't have access to that router, and I can't run over there and reboot or whatever might have to happen with it. It'd be a long way away.
Yeah, the SriCam will typically go through anything.
Something to think about. Check with hunting providers. My brother-in-law sells a lot of cameras. You take them out, you mount them in a tree, and they upload to your phone or your computer, wherever you want it to be. I don't know how long a battery lasts or that type of thing, but people put them up for the hunting season, you know. Yeah,
And that's
September.
the latest way, the cell phone connected ones.
Yeah,
So that's beyond my scope.
and you know, it triggers anytime an animal walks by and you get a picture of the animal.
So, okay, so typically they're Wi-Fi connected. The SriCams are easy. You do have to find a local router that will accept you, and you have to be aware that certain routers block the ports used by the SriCams, like McDonald's. You can connect to McDonald's, they won't go through McDonald's. It'll send you the notification that there was an alarm, but you go try to look at the picture and you can't get there.
Well, that's because it can only go out.
Because it can only go out.
Well, yeah, if you don't have the ports forwarded, then like machines inside can only initiate connections going out, but they can't take connections coming in.
So you can't go into McDonald's. Is that
Yeah.
the way I understand
Well,
it?
yeah, but I mean, really, that would be the case for just about any router you don't control, unless they're forwarded by default
Okay.
or by UPnP or something.
Okay, so let's see.
I guess
So you can send
you shouldn't be able to do that on any router you don't control. Otherwise, that suggests bad things.
with the using the FOSCAMs, you can get through McDonald's.
If you can get through McDonald's, I would assume it's because like they're going out only. So the way I'd assume that it would work, like the way I would assume what I assume it's doing is that like there's a server somewhere and it's always sending the connection out. And like if there's something it needs to know about, it's just querying out and finding it. If you don't control the router and you don't have it forwarded, then that just means you can't initiate connections in. It doesn't mean you can't send anything in there. It's just that the machine on the inside needs to go out to you first, so that makes any sense. Since that's what most routers are set up to do.
Okay, I'm trying to see what you're saying.
I guess ideally, again, I haven't looked into the details of exactly how StreetCam and FOSCAM handle this, but ideally, if you want a camera to operate somewhere without any kind of configuration, ideally they'd only initiate connections going out so that you don't have to configure anything going in, and they just have to continuously query for something out there.
With coming in, that's what this web device is actually doing, is taking somebody coming in on a specific port number and directing it to a specific address internally. That's what it's doing. That's a specific address and port internally. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so phone alarm, you got that. To notify you via the phone, via the cell phone in this case, StreetCam's got that knocked. It does that easily and does it pretty well. The PC actions trigger. Now this is a nice feature of the FOSCAM. Well, not necessarily the FOSCAM, but iSpy. You have the camera, which is a web server basically, okay, and you can opt to look at it directly, and you can use the menu to configure it, set alarms, but the alarms are crude. You set alarms to a certain threshold and they'll trigger, okay, and you'll find that is crude in ways and not useful in ways. So I supplement the web browser there with a package, an open source package from Windows, not a Windows package, but a Windows compatible open source package called iSpy. And it has a ton of features. We'll look at it in more detail in a minute. So with iSpy, if you want to trigger an event, say if you see somebody at the front door and you want the dog to bark, you can trigger an event in the PC, and you can just say, okay, if you trigger an alarm, here's a list of stuff that I want you to run. You can play a Rottweiler barking, or you can say turn on the front light. And if you have I/O on your PC, and all you need is you can do a bat file or whatever you want, batch file, whatever you need to turn on that light. So you can run anything in Windows from that screen. Okay, so if somebody walks up to a display, it can detect, hey, there's somebody in that window, and turn that on using I/O connected to the PC. So you can trigger actions with the PC easily, and it's just the command that you would type at the command level to execute it. Or you can execute a bat file, or you can execute a .com file, executable. You can run it if you want something to happen. You can change the screen, whatever you need. So that's a nice feature of the FOSCAM, actually the iSpy application. It's free, it's open source, it's easy, it's pretty good. On the StreetCam, that doesn't come with that. You can't, actually I think there may be some additional stuff that you can actuate something based on your PC, but I have on your phone, but I haven't seen it yet. Send mail via photo, and we talked about that earlier. Both of them can do that. ShreeCam easily does sending a photo via email, via SMTP, and mail in the FOSCAM. There are just many options. Can you copy a video on a FOSCAM? Yes. On a ShreeCam, no. Your video is on your SD card. You have to pull an SD card out to get a video if that's a problem. For most security options, you don't want it. Just if there's some big event happens, you may have to go pull a chip, pull an SD card to look at it. You know, it depends on what your needs are. Play only, that's a ShreeCam. You can typically play stuff only. Talk through the camera. The ShreeCam does that relatively well. You got a pretty good delay coming on, but you get used to it. You can do that. I can, if somebody comes to my front door, my camera, my phone to go blue, saying there's somebody there, I could pull it up, I could look at them, and I could ask them a question. I've done this. It was unusual for the person receiving the inquiry, but you can talk to them through the phone. There's a good delay there. Be aware. But you can talk through the camera. Auto purge. FOSCAM through using iSpy will auto purge, and I'll show you how it auto purges later. The FOSCAM iSpy actually does the auto purge. So that's the name of that tune. And with this chart, there's a link to it on the page. And here are the ifs, ands, and buts. There are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. The summary: if you want a simple system to warn you of activity when someone enters an enclosed area, the ShreeCam is nice. And you notice I said an enclosed area. You can't use these cameras outside for a security system. You can, but you'll get a lot of warnings because the sun moves, the shadows move, and you'd be getting alarms all the time. So my front door typically is turned off. Normally I'm looking at the street. If I'm looking at the door, I can turn it on and I can tolerate 4 or 5 warnings during the day. It's pretty good. But one of the things I look at the front door and there's a window there. And when the window is a reflection of the street, so it picks up motion from the reflection of the picture of the window. So for inside, it's a nice security system. It's pretty good. Anything moves, you're going to know about it. I keep track of my cats because I got a robot litter box that I've been keeping track of. Anytime the cats go in there, I get to check the operation, make sure it gets triggered and it self-cleans, la, la, la. So that's a nice feature of the ShreeCam. If you want all kind of fancy stuff, dogs barking, things activated, all kind of versatility, the FOSCAM, Jeremy would be a FOSCAM guy for sure, Leroy, any of these guys. It's very flexible if you know networking a little bit. Okay, let's go to need to start up. Which one do I want to do first? Well, since I got this going, we'll do this first. We're going to look at the ShreeCam first, maybe. This is what the ShreeCam screen looks like. And here's the downside, one of the downsides of the ShreeCam. You can look at it as a downside. Those are all not live. Those are all dead. Those are the last time I looked at it, what it looked like. This one here means that it has been triggered one time since I last looked at it. That's a cat litter robot. So you can keep track of what's been going on. If you go up here to this device, that puts you to another menuing system. You can go directly to, if you want to look at this, you can just click it and it'll take you directly live to that guy. Let's see who's next. Oh, I did the wrong screen. Okay, and this is what you get when you click the little meter looking thing. Authority is who has access. Multimedia. System is what appears on your menu. These are all mostly not used. You know, I rarely use these except for multimedia. Multimedia is, do you want to look historically at what's going on? You don't see pictures. Okay, here's the video playback. You can't copy your video file, but from anywhere you can look at your videos, historical videos. You can look at local pictures. I said you couldn't take local pictures on the phone. You actually can. You can take snapshots locally. You might be able to take movies locally too. No, it's just snapshots, I think. And it'll save them locally. Here's your alarm list, and these are the alarms. See the one there? I had one alarm on the outside. I could look at just the alarms that have occurred since I last reset it. So if I go somewhere and I'm going to be busy and it beeps a couple of times, I can go and see what happened. There'll be a list of what happened, who alarmed over the last so many hours. And this is the choose a device. What camera do you want to look at? Here's the front door. Here's the backyard. Here's camera 6. There's the family room. And so if I want to look historically at what happened, that's where you would go. And here's a list. This is a playback front door. And here are the list of alarms that I got. And since I've been looking at the street, I get quite a few of them. And about once a month, with 32 gig, about once a month, I have to reset it. And with the ShreeCam, the $30 guy, it doesn't reset itself. You have to format it when you want to zero it. There's the front door. Resolution is okay. It's supposed to be 720. I've heard people complain that it's not really 720, but okay. Here's the device screen again. Add new device at the bottom. If you want to add a new device, it just says it'll find it. It'll find the one that you plug it into your router. You have to plug it into your router and say, go find it. And it'll find it. Do you want to add this? What do you want to call it? And that's pretty much it. And you want to do DHCP? It doesn't care. It'll find it. Doesn't care if it's DHCP. So it's pretty lame. This is the screen up. This is not looking at historical. This is live. This is what it looked like live. There's your preset. Presets with these cameras, you can go left, right, up, and down, but it's crude because there's a delay. There's several second delay. So you push the right, you don't know if it's going to go right or not. You have to wait and see. So you can do, it has 5 presets, but that's position 1. Position 2 is looking at the driveway. Position 3 is the front yard. Position 4 is the right side of the front yard, and position 5 is turning right, looking right at the front yard, a little to the left of where it's looking now. That's the way I set them up. And it's very nice. You want to scan the whole yard? Boom. Just do 5, and then it'll screen the entire yard. That's nice. These cameras, the ShreeCams, are not made for outside. So I'm kind of not being good with this. This is up under the eaves of my house. It's been there 6 months. So far, no problems. $30, I'm risking it. If you want to take a picture, there is the record. Okay, it does record movies. It'll record the movie. If you want to take a snapshot, there's a snapshot. This is high definition, low definition, medium definition right there. It's in high definition mode now. You're also listening to what's happening right there. When you're looking at this, you can also hear. So if you don't want to do that, you can turn that off. This flips the picture upside down. And currently, the picture is flipped upside down on this. Anybody know why?
Because your camera's hanging upside down.
Yeah, camera's mounted upside down, up under the eaves of the house. This is to lock it. I think that may be to turn on and off security. I don't use this. This is setup mode. If you want to yell at somebody, you push this. It turns red. While it is red, it is recording what you're saying, and it will send that to whoever is there. And then it'll start looking around. Going, where? Somebody's speaking in my head. That's
I'm
not
hearing
good.
those voices again.
I hear voices.
Yeah. Okay, this is the other mode. If you click the screen in the middle and you don't hit anything, you get this screen. This is how you navigate. Left, right. You can also click the screen and drag. You can drag it left and drag it right if you want to do that. Again, there's a significant delay. So, but if you don't want the delays, you can do it because I can zoom that area quickly by going to preset and pushing 5. It's going to go from 1 all the way around to 5, and you see everything. And it's as you see, the quality is pretty good. This is a $30 camera. Okay, this is when you push the setting button at the bottom right corner. You set the time. You have to set the time on these guys, and it does a shift -4 hours to get you local time typically. Media setting, you go to PAL or NTSC, a European or American standard. Security settings, I don't even know what that is. Probably put the password on something. Network settings, you don't have to mess with that typically. Alarm settings, this is nice. If you want to set up an alarm, if you want to adjust the sensitivity, you can do that here. It is kind of crude, and we'll go over the FOSCAM options and show you why this is crude. But if you're just looking at a room and you want to see if somebody's in a room, this will do it. Record settings, okay, this will set you up. You can format the area, format the SD card right there, and it'll show you that it's successful, la, la, la. And you have to manually do that to zero it. There isn't any going in and deleting certain files. Nope. You either delete all of them or you delete nothing. You can pull a SD card out. Now, that's the downside of these. Know what you got. It's $30. Just remember that. Defense area setting, I don't even think that's implemented. Storage setting, that's another one. You can format there, and you can select several options about storage. I'm forgetting what they are. Well, we'll probably see some more. Device update. You can update your device anytime, just reach in there. If it's connected to the internet, boom. And it'll tell you it's a current version. And it'll update if you want it to. I've seen one since I got it. Okay, here your alarm setting. Receive notification. If you want this phone to go bleep, bleep when somebody walks by it, turn that on. Push notification, I'm not sure what that is. Email alerts, you can turn that on and do SMTP mail. That's mail you can set up on your home PC. You can set up SMTP mail on one of your PCs. This is sensitivity. This is motion detection alarm. If you want to detect motion and record, you use this. If you want to be notified, use that. Pretty lame. Took me a while to figure it out. Yeah. I scroll down a little bit, same thing. Here is a cute feature that people would love. Some people love. It's a buzzer alarm, and it's a siren. It's a police siren. You can say to that camera, if somebody messes with you, I want you to make noise, and it will. It's a police siren. Sending it's drive you crazy. The cats learned. The cats don't get on the table anymore. I put one on when we were off on holiday. I took one, put it on the table, Every time they got up there, it was extremely noisy. The alarm switch is on. I think there may be an option to turn something on or off externally. I haven't seen instructions on how to use it, but I think that's what it is. Here's your storage setting. Here's a total storage space, 29 gig. And this is the free space is 5 gig. That was probably after running 2 weeks, capturing every car that went by the house. And you push the format, and it says formatting, and at the bottom, after about 30 seconds, it says format complete. And it won't reset to 0 immediately, but it does. This is a picture out the back to give you an idea. This is not an ideal picture situation where you're looking into the sun, but it gives you an idea of what the pictures look like, the resolution. It's okay, not wonderful, but quite
You got a
acceptable.
pool there.
Yeah. This is another picture in a different mode. See the arrows now? I can navigate. The previous picture, I could talk. See the microphone? And I could do options. I could record. I could go to the presets. And again, I got it set up 1 to 5. If I want to look at everything, I'm on 1 typically. If I want to look at everything, I go to 5, and it'll just pan the entire area. And that's the mode where you can scroll up, down, left, right, and also you can flip the screen like you can on. There's a little further distance picture, give you an idea of what it looks like in the distance. Not too shabby. And there's an overhead look at the deck. It's okay. And that's a night vision. Night vision kind of stinks. That looks like it may be low definition too. It's kind of pixelated. And this is an idea of what somebody triggering it looks like. And this is actually a movie. See the resolution? This is good. This is decent resolution for a video. An error occurred. Try again later. Oh, thank you. Okay, this is another. Let's see if it fails too. We got tremendous throughput here. I'm surprised. This is coming off YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, Google.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. I scan these pictures about 2 frames per second. Mainly because when you're using, and this is using iSpy. Okay. So if you're scanning 30 frames a second from 15 different cameras on an Intel box, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to run out of clicks, even on an i7. This is a night vision. This little guy right here, guess what that is?
This is like
Spider,
Yeah.
fly,
Here he goes. There he goes.
mouse.
moth.
Bat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
We have bats, and that's another reason you don't like outside devices, because a bat will trigger it, a moth will trigger it if he's right up close. Okay, now we're getting into the FOSCAM stuff now. Let's see if I can get a better resolution of that. I can do this. Just figured out how to do that one. Okay, so this, when you go into the camera itself, has this web server built into it. I'm looking at the camera. That's where I took the picture. I was looking at the camera, typed in the address. They wanted a username and password. Boom, this is it. Standalone. So, okay, here is firmware, alias. It's got an alias, DDNS. Apparently, they do have a way to get to the outside, whatever. English language. So this is simple. That's the first screen you see after you get to the menu. No. Okay, now I need to go to the other stuff. And this is just the cloud. And this is the Google Cloud, just like everybody, all of you can have. And on my drive, here's the Automation Technology Club, and see that shared? All the folders are underneath that. And I need to go to home. It's under the FOSCAM stuff is saved under the video save section. With the FOSCAM, if I want to save a picture, I just get the list of pictures up and drag it over to this folder. Boom, it's there. If you want to, with the FOSCAM, you can take the picture and you can drag it to photos if you want, and it just appears in photos. So this is, I don't have some of the colors that I had before. That's interesting. There are the couple of pictures. Okay, there. Okay. There's a deer movie. See if we can play it.
Deer in the backyard.
Deer in the backyard. This is a mommy deer, and the wolves came through, and we think a deer's got her baby. It was a problem. See if we can play
So
this
Bambi
one.
got killed, not mommy.
Yep. See if we can play this one. As you can see, the resolution is decent for these. This is the low resolution. This is 640 by 480. So this is the FOSCAM audio, and there's a car going by. And that's 2 frames per second. The frames per second are typically up here at the top. I don't know why this one's not there.
Is it adjustable? Is that what it is, 2 frames per second?
I set them to 2. It's adjustable. If you need more, you realize you're balancing. I've got 15 cameras I'm following. 15 cameras at 30 frames per second. A lot of them are capable of 30. It's not going to be able to do all that it's doing. Okay, let's see. This is what, when I go look at pictures, I want to say this is a particular camera, and I say I want to look at the pictures for that camera. Well, see, this is nighttime, and this is the end of the night. This is the morning, and this starts in the day. And you can just scroll through all the pictures. There is a list of snapshots. You can go look at the snapshots and scan them real quick. Anytime anything moves that triggers the camera, you'll have snapshots. Okay. There are also a matching set for every one of these pictures. And there are 2, by the way. There's in groups of 2. There's a small one and a large one. For every 2 of these pictures, I've got 1 movie. And it's just up one directory. You go up one directory. You find what you want, what triggered it. Oh, this triggered it, and then you go look at the movie. So you actually have 2 pictures and 1 movie every time it's triggered. This is a picture of the bird feeder. There's a hummingbird right there. And we got lots of birds. We got 6 or 7 different varieties of birds at the bird feeder. If you like
Now, is
that.
this on your machine, or is it coming live from wherever you live?
This is currently, these are photos that I took.
Okay, I got you.
It could be live. It would be, and it'd be a little slow here, but you could do it. You could talk, well, actually, I'd have to, right now I'm coming through another router.
Gotcha.
AT&T's helping me. So I could go, you could go directly.
But these are on your laptop right now.
Yep. This
Does
is
it matter
actually
how
off the
far
cloud.
away you live? Would that slow it down, or is that the?
It just depends on the throughput.
I got you.
Here, the throughput's excellent, but I'd have to set up my router through the new
Gotcha.
router. And
I didn't know if you live around here, but if you were like in Colorado or something.
Yeah, I've done it in Colorado. I've done it in Texas. I've done it in a lot of
But
places.
if you're 800 miles away, would it take longer, or does that really matter?
It doesn't really matter that much as long as your throughput's there.
Gotcha.
You're going to have a delay
It goes
anyway.
across the internet, so as long as your internet speed's decent,
Good. Yeah.
you're all right.
Now, here is the issue, and what I've taken to doing with the FOSCAM stuff, it's all on my home PC. I got a big screen, all that stuff set up. So I just do a remote desktop to it. The downside of that is I'm on AT&T, cheap is 6 megabit, and 6 megabit is not up. So if you're looking at a picture, it's not 6 megabit up. That would be wonderful. It's 75K up. It's 6 meg down. So right now it's pretty bit sad. If everything starts moving, it's going to drop the link. So yeah, disadvantage now for you guys. If you're going to use this for security, get AT&T or whoever. These guys got super connectivity. This is my home PC here. This is one of the back cameras expanded. This is back by the barn. This is another look at the barn on the right-hand side of the house. This is one of the driveways, and a lot of this is covered up because I got this picture expanded. I do have some other pictures in there, but it gives you an idea. This is a 640 by 480, and it was near dark here. The color tripped out on us. They have color filters, and when it gets dark, it has to go to infrared, and it has to basically, for the most part, turn the colors off. So night vision will be darker, will be monochrome.
Makes sense.
This is a setup. Let's see. Setup screen. And what you see, this is a setup for alarms. This is the low alarm here. This is the high alarm. This is the threshold for the movement, the amount of movement. Why would I have a high alarm? It's particularly useful if you're outside, because if a cloud comes over, everything goes dark. And your signal is going to go out the roof. It's looking at the amount of change. If the whole screen goes darker, guess what amount of, you're going to have a tremendous amount of change. So what you do is, if it goes past 80% or so here and stays over 80% change on 2 frames, it ignores it totally. Only when it comes back down in range and stays in range for 2 frames does it alarm. And also, you can take a portion of a picture and say ignore it. For example, you'll notice these trees over here. I don't have them selected, and with good reason, because those trees move a lot when the wind's blowing. So that helps you filter out some of the crap you don't want to see. Also, iSpy, this is the iSpy stuff. iSpy has some wonderful features. It does, I want to see only when there are 2 items in the room, or I only want to see when there are only 3 items in the room. It can identify individual items in a room. If 2 people enter a room, it says there are 2 people. You can say only trigger if there are 2 people. You can say only trigger if there are 3 people. And if there are 2, it ignores it. But if there are 3, it'll record, it'll alarm. So very nice features. So this is the features you won't get with the ShriCam. You can't say don't look at that light. You got light that triggers and comes on. No, they can't do that. It's the whole picture. So you have to kind of work around it. Here is another picture. This is upstairs. This is one of my WANS cams, which doesn't have good color. We may have seen this one, movement. Oh, there's Batty. We saw Batty. These are some features. Here's a license plate recognition. This is an iSpy. If I want to track license plates of the cars going by, you have to put a camera out by the road. But you can do that. Face recognition, that just recognizes there's a face. It has object recognition. It'll say something is in the picture moving. And then you got face recognition, say there's a face in the picture. These are add-ons, available add-ons. Text overlay, barcode scanning, whatever that's for. Okay, this is the purging the directory. That says 1024 for the maximum number of megabytes, 1 gig basically, and 250 hours max, so it self-purges. So this is why people would use such a tool.
So purges means it completely clears its memory, so it's ready to go again? Is that what you mean by purge?
No.
No, what do you mean by purge?
Purges, it says anything's over 250 hours old, out.
Oh, got it.
Anything over 1026 meg, the oldest first, is purged. And all kind of.
If you don't purge it, is it just gonna? It's just gonna start deleting the very old ones. It's just gonna rotate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, anything past 250 hours, it's gone, and if it goes past the size, it purges the old ones. Each it's nice. It's built right, and it works great. It's amazing.
That would probably be the one that just probably can just leave it be then.
Mm-hmm. By default, it doesn't purge anything ever.
Oh.
So it gets filled up. It just stops.
System crashes probably. Here's your YouTube. This is a YouTube feature I was telling you about. You want to send your files to YouTube? No problem. Boom. Okay, this is set up. Let's see if I can do an email size. Ooh. Okay. This is set up. It has a tool to help you. It has a setup wizard. If I have an Agacio like that guy, M150L, which is that guy, I can go in and select it out of the list and say, I want to use wizard. Okay, what camera you have? This one. Okay. Which option do you want to use? It has JPEG, MJPEG, FFmpeg, and it has OnVIF and all kind of options. And you can select, people go in and populate those, and you can select it. I want this one, and it sets it up for that camera. It's not that great, particularly with the Agacios. They appear to be not very nice. The only thing I can get working with the Agacios is JPEGs, which is basically send me pictures, raw pictures. Well, there are some compression in JPEG, that's true. But that's it, no MJPEGs. You can do pan tilt zoom setup. If you have cameras that use pan tilt zoom, and I have a couple. I can't even read these. Oh, here we go. All kind of options when you set these puppies up. Sometimes on this page you have the maximum number of frames per second. It's either, oh, these are recording options. It has a buffer in it. It's recording everything it sees all the time. In this case, this camera's got a 4-second buffer, so it's saving everything it sees for 4 seconds. So when it's triggered, not only do you get what happened, you get the last 4 seconds and what triggered it. Nice feature. With the tree cams, you miss stuff. If whatever happened just zipped across the screen, you're not going to see it. If it stays there, you'll see it. Inactivity, this one's got a trailing, so if you trigger it and it says no activity for 10 seconds, that's when it stops. It doesn't stop instantly. You get before and after, and you get to select how much you want. Very nice features. In this one, the time lapse is enabled, so if you want to take pictures no matter what, no matter what interval. This one's set for every 1800 seconds. Take a picture. You can take a movie if you want for every interval, forever and ever. Pictures are relatively efficient in this, particularly with the size of our disk now. So you can take, this one is real. This is a real setting. 1800 seconds, I always got a picture of this. Okay, here's what I was saying. You can trigger stuff on this screen. If there is an alert enabled, and I showed you the upper and lower limit on the alert, what alerts me? Movement. This alert is enabled, and it's on movement, play a sound. In this case, it's Alsatian _ bark.wave. Guess what that does? My PC starts barking if this camera is activated loudly. And it's turned off currently because it's the sun shining and all that stuff. That's outside cameras are a pain. This is the front yard. This is the upper and lower limits again. Suppress noise, 2 frames. Not only do I see movement in 1 frame, I have to see movement in 2 frames. Okay, this is a setup. This is the name of the unit. This is rotate. This says the camera is active. When the camera sees the camera, it checks that box for you and lets you know it's active. This lets you put stuff on the screen. It says frames per second. You can put the time up there. This one does put the time up there usually. Here's the minimum frame rate 2, and the maximum frame. One recording maximum is 3 frame rates, 3 frames per second, and that's what I do. If you have a microphone set up on your Foscam knockoff, you can set up the microphone. If you have an audio out, you can set up the audio out also. Very flexible, but also, you know, you got to be able to use that crap. Here's the, when you right click any of the pictures, you get this. You can start recording. You can take a photo. You can do pan, tilt, zoom if it's that sort of camera. Here, the edit button allows you to change the configuration. You can put a schedule on. You can remove that picture to standard stuff. How to do stuff. These are some of the options with it. You can change the opacity of the window, log files, layout, all kinds of crazy stuff. The PTZ controller, you can do pan, tilt, and zoom. Here's how to add a camera, whatever you want, menu, whatever. And this is just a picture of it in service, and to show you what generally happens when the wind's blowing. See this red dot here? That means it's recording in the backyard. This is in the backyard. This is in the backyard. This is the back rear, and the wind is blowing, and this is the front. Okay, see it's kind of dark there. This is because the clouds came over. That's why outside cameras stink as far as security. Inside great, outside no.
Trust the internet.
Stuck in that other dimension.
I think so. Okay, well, that's probably enough. I probably had enough anyway. So we got some other stuff to do. I'll kill that maybe. But then die a natural death. It's not good.
You killed it. You killed the internet.
Wow, I wonder if the router is. We've had trouble with this router before here. I can't even get to Windows now.
I don't know.
What did you do?
You didn't do it.
Check Jeremy. See where his hands are.
Come on. I didn't do anything.
Jeremy didn't do it. He tried, but he didn't do it.
You still connected? Can you still connect? Oh, okay. It just blew.
Did you blue screen?
It looks like it.
Uh-oh.
They're gonna put up the blue screen, the nice blue screen with a happy face. Your PC has a problem.
Yep.
We're gonna look to see what happened.
Your PC has a problem.
Can you connect to the router?
Still connected.
Still connected? Okay. We're kind of being rowdy anyway with
I still have an internet connection, so
So it was you.
I didn't do anything.
So Jeremy, look for see if you can find the video, the camera, and see if you can find my S20 device over here.
That's 20
S20.
on the same
Later.
router. I need to figure out what the range is. 10, 10, 100. 10, 100.
I'll see if I can find it. That's true. I got to change my router. What we got here is what they call it's a WeWoo brand outlet controlled by Wi-Fi. WeWoo being I don't know.
We were.
Oh, I gotta connect to this network. Oh, I'm already connected. How about that? It's
Oh, it's 10, 10, 10. Okay. I got the range wrong. Go figure.
okay. The light just turned blue, so I have control of that device. See it turn red? That's from my wonderful app here. This is Wi-Fi connected. Ain't no Bluetooth, it's Wi-Fi. And he's gonna go prowl this device to see how mischievous it is.
Do you know what IP it is before we have to find it manually? It's going, but it's gonna take a bit because I don't know.
There shouldn't be that much connected to that network.
Motorola Mobility.
That would be his phone.
Yeah. B-Link. Is that the previous camera? Shenzhen. And a, what is it? Those are the only devices I'm seeing.
Shenzhen would be the one I would try.
10, 10, 10, 252.
That'd be the one I would try first.
252 is a router.
Yeah, it is the router. That was the same thing we found last time. Could it be the Motorola?
Motorola should be his phone.
But that Wi-Fi device is on this network. Talking to
112.
this
Let's see
device.
what's up. It is, that's close. Oh, 10, 10, 106.
That may be the camera. Let's see.
106 was the
I think
camera
that's the
last
camera.
time. That was the camera.
And thanks for finding it. I was wondering what the address was. I forgot it since last week.
Asking for authorization, so.
That was the camera from last time.
Yeah, it's the camera. Is it still up?
111.
High flying electronics.
That sounds
111.
like it.
That sounds like it might be it. Before we try to do a, why not? Let's try it. Let's try straight up. Derp.
Ain't got nothing.
Damn. Any scans on this network is really slow. Keeps dropping the probes. I guess to be fair, it starts at a kind of a really fast setting, so yeah. Start dropping the probes. It's 40% done.
Oh, okay. I know what the deal is.
Boom, 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 boom. You can't tell this is not a fast process.
Okay, now here I'm connecting to that camera now. Let's see if I can
106?
broadcast. Yeah. And I'm gonna try to Chromecast it.
Oh, that is annoying. Come on.
Display on another
Yeah,
screen.
I'll put up a different one here.
Cast is busted.
Okay. Another quick ping. Let's see what happens. Because everything is just slowing down. Oh, there's the router again. What else we got? Yep. 10.10.1.1.1 is still up. Alright, so that pretty much, it's probably, yeah, that is probably the right one then. It's just taking forever. It's 67% done. Something up. I think I'm going to start that one over. There's the one.
The moon.
78% done.
Okay.
We're gonna have to close down in about 10 minutes anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't know if we have enough time to do this. Unless it suddenly speeds up or something.
Did you notice the?
I couldn't use the vinyl. It wasn't gonna dry on that side. It was gonna warp.
Okay,
Oh,
Sorry.
about
Don't worry
your
about it.
site problem, you should probably try. Have you tried the Google Webmasters console?
Say this again, Jim.
The Webmasters console
I don't even know about it.
for Google.
Google.
Google actually has a few tools that you can use to check your site, and they'll tell you
What's wrong with it?
what's up if it's something like really obvious.
He also found a couple of places where, at least a couple,
Well,
probably more than that.
If you do site : actually deliberately search for the site, it still comes up. So
Yeah.
you're still on index.
Yeah, but if you just search on the search terms, it doesn't come up.
It doesn't
Nobody
come
knows.
up because like the ranking is
Whether-
really, really, really low.
He looked at something. He looked at like the site itself, and it had a couple of references to 1999.
Okay.
Well, that
which-
shouldn't be a problem either. At least not by itself.
Well,
Although maybe a couple of the tags are.
Yeah, it may have not indexed right because it thinks
Yeah.
that it's an old site.
Oh.
But that Google Webmaster Console,
Okay,
Now
That
I'm not
should
so
tell
sure
you.
that's the actual thing.
that should tell you.
I'm delighted to know about that.
Now I'm not so sure that's the actual device because it's not responding to much of anything.
I had one of those outlets that I had. I pinged the entire range of ports, and it didn't respond at all to anything.
Well, if it's not taking anything incoming, then
Yeah.
it's probably it's only making connections outgoing.
Outgoing, yeah.
It would be the only it would only be outgoing. What's the device again?
It's a S20. It's
That's the one that I don't know if it had. No, that's not the one. Is that the one that I was playing with over
Yeah.
at the house?
Yeah.
I don't think I was ever able to get that to port scan. I don't
Is
think
it
I would
connected
ever
to
found a port that was open on that stupid thing.
Probably querying out only in that case. Either that, or you think it uses a UDP port?
Maybe. It
If
may
it's a
be
UDP port, then if it's a UDP port, I'm not going to try that right now because that takes forever to scan.
Yeah,
I mean, you can bring it in. I can probably you can bring it in next time maybe, and I can probably just get it started at the beginning of the session. We'll see how far it goes.
Yeah, it may be UDP.
Because yeah, if it's